Hey, how's it going, guys? I got something very special for y'all today. A second generation match, and this was just so much fun. Playing against TS Vector or Vec, and I also like to say I'm sick, so if I start coughing or something in the middle of the narration, that's why, and I'm sorry. So yeah, I don't like being sick. It's not very fun. But anyway, obviously I don't know his team, so we're not going to be able to take a look at his team, but mine is a very well built team, if I do say so myself. I got my boy HOUNDOOM, I got VENUSAUR, even though everybody told me to use a Meganium, like Smogon and shit, and then I got a Baton Pass SB that I like to lead off with because it's a good poke. So let's go ahead and get in the computer room here, and let's go ahead and jump on into this match. So yeah, and if before anybody says it in the comments below that I'm using that I stole Vec's thing, well, I made his layout, so yeah, you can suck it. I can steal it all I want to. But anyway, so lead off with SB because it has the Baton Pass, so I thought it would be a pretty good idea to lead off with it. It's a sub growth set with Baton Pass, obviously, so it's pretty good if I want to like set up a sub and then pass to my HOUNDOOM. Jynx would be a good thing to pass to because you know, growth boosts special. It's kind of like Calm Mind, but without, you know, boosting special defense. I don't know. But anyway, so I know the return is coming more than likely, and I know that his Granville is more than likely his Cleric. Has like Rest, Sleep Talk, Heal Bell, Return, so I know it can't really touch Golem, and because Golem is a badass, and yeah, so I go ahead and just go straight for the Earthquake. No point in over-predicting. I don't know what he has on his team, so I mean, it's still going to do a decent chunk to anything that comes in. And if he does decide to go into his Meganium right here, I do have my Venusaur, which can, you know, pretty much shit on Meganium. You can't do like crap to it, so I am perfectly fine with that. So now I'm just going to go straight for the Sleep Powder. He may have like a Rest Talker or two on his team, but Rest Talk is a very finicky mechanic and very finicky thing to rely on. So I am perfectly fine with just going straight for the Sleep Powder. If he goes into the Granville later on and goes for the Heal Bell, that's fine, because then it just opens up another opportunity for either my Venusaur or my Jynx to get off a Sleep Powder or Lovely Kiss. So I'm perfectly fine with that. So now I'm just going to go into my HOUNDOOM just to threaten this Meganium, but then he switches into a Haunter, which is just amazing because obviously Haunter is not going to stay on a HOUNDOOM. It can't touch HOUNDOOM for shit, and I can easily one-shot with the Crunch. I don't even care if it's max investment. HOUNDOOM is just way too powerful, so knowing that he's going to switch out, I'm going to set up the Sunny Day. This is a pretty powerful HOUNDOOM set. It's what's known as a Sunny Beam set. It's pretty damn good because it gets you know, dual stab, and then you got like a Solar Beam for like water types and ground types and shit like that, which are or rock types, I guess, for, you know, that want to switch on to Fire Blast. So it's pretty damn good. I go for Crunch the first turn because I thought that, you know, it'd be the same base power as Solar Beam and would do about the same amount, but it looks like Solar Beam is doing more. And then I kind of realize now that he doesn't have leftovers on his KINGDRA, so I just go for a Crunch, knowing that it probably won't kill. So I maybe just want to get a special fall, a special defense fall, so that would be nice. There's another reason why I went for Crunch, because I knew it wouldn't be a two-shot either way. So that was pretty nice for me, though. But he goes for a Rest and then wakes up with a Mint Berry, which is basically just a Chesto Berry for the second generation. So I don't really want HOUNDOOM staying in, taking too much toxic damage, so I go into my Venusaur while he whips out the Octazooka. It does like literally nothing to Venusaur because Venusaur is too badass, and the sun was up still, I think, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, now I'm just going to set up a Leech Seed. If he wants to go into the Meganium, I can just go straight again, go right into HOUNDOOM again, so I'm perfectly fine with that. And he decides to whip out his Dragonite, which I am perfectly fine with being Leech Seeded. Now, Dragonite, more than it might be carrying the Ice Beam or the Fire Blast. I'm kind of leaning more towards Fire Blast, but Ice Beam is a possibility as well. It could be Flamethrower as well, you know. But so I'm just gonna go ahead and reveal my KINGDRA and send him out here and be like, yo, I'm a KINGDRA and I'm gonna go for double edge and I'm gonna break your substitute and I'm not gonna take recoil damage because that's awesome, because that's the way it is. But KINGDRA isn't exactly the most offensive thing in the world, so double edge doesn't break the sub, but I'm okay. It's alright because I'm not taking recoil damage and he's still taking damage from the Leech Seed, so I'm perfectly fine with this. Fine with the situation. He can't really touch me for shit. The best thing he's got is Dynamic Punch, and you know, 50% accuracy and all that good stuff. It's not exactly the most reliable move. So yeah, and for anybody says that no, Dragonite cannot get Earthquake. So yeah, he can't even do that. So I'm thinking he's definitely got Hydro Pump. He's gonna have either Fire Blast or Ice Beam, and he's got Substitute and Dynamic Punch. So yeah. Anyway, so he goes into his Haunter as I go for a double edge again, because I mean I have nothing really to fear, even from this Haunter, because KINGDRA is just bulky and he's awesome and he's a complete badass. So I'm just gonna go straight for the Surf. I would have done a decent amount to Haunter because it's not very bulky at all, but he decides to go into his KINGDRA. But you know, him not having leftovers, any damage is good damage. So go ahead for the double edge. It does like nothing while he toxics me, but as you guys have seen already, I do indeed have a rest talking KINGDRA, so this toxic doesn't really bother me too much. So the KINGDRA, I've kind of found that KINGDRA isn't exactly what you want as an offensive Pokemon. Really, I kind of put it on this team as something that I could switch in on like a sleep, because obviously you got rest talk, so it's a pretty good thing. So because you always want to have that one thing on your team, one or two things on your team that you can definitely go into to guarantee, you know, this is what I'm gonna go into to go to sleep, you know. And KINGDRA was my guy for that. And really that's all he's good for, just, you know, sitting there taking hits, going for rest talk and stuff like that. So anyway, Grand Bull's in here and I'm just gonna go straight for the Reflect. It's not gonna do, his return's gonna do a good chunk, but it's not gonna do nearly as much with the Reflect, and I can just set up another Leech Seed. As far as I've seen, nothing that he's going to probably switch in will appreciate the Leech Seed. If he wants to switch in the Meganium, it's still asleep, so I'm perfectly fine with that. So again, he goes into the Dragonite. I set up the Leech Seed on that again, and if he wants to go for subs and stuff like that, that's perfectly fine with me. So now I'm expecting him to either go for the Ice Beam or the Fire Blast this time. If he goes for Fire Blast, my Jynx can take it, and if he goes for Ice Beam, like he reveals right now, Jynx is obviously going to take that, and it's going to do absolutely fucking nothing. So that is awesome. And so now Jynx is a big-ass threat to him right now, and that's pretty fucking cool. So I think about maybe switching out right here, but I see that, you know, he really has nothing to threaten me with right now. He still has not revealed his last spot, and I was kind of afraid of it being a Houndoom, so I set up a substitute right here, and seriously, Houndoom would have helped him so much this match, because as you will see, Jynx is about to just go on a tear. So I set up a substitute just to be safe, just nice safe behind the sub. I just go for an Ice Beam. KINGDRA is really fucking bulky, so I don't think it will kill, but it will definitely bring him down to a very low range, and he goes for the Octazooka. Does not break my sub because Octazooka is a very weak attack. Actually, it's what? I think it's like base 80, so it's not the worst. He wants to run it over for that 50% drop in accuracy. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, I guess, but I would still probably prefer Surf. That's just me, though. But anyway, Ice Beam happens, KINGDRA goes down, he brings in Robert, and Robert's a pretty bulky Grand Bull guy, but I score a critical hit here, and that was really awesome, because now this guarantees me a 2-hit KO as opposed to a 3-hit KO. So, and I really don't think Jynx would have been able to take a return from this thing, just because, yeah, Jynx has shitty ass fuck defense, and Granbull is pretty damn powerful. So now, knowing that he's might want to preserve his Granbull because it is his Cleric, I'm just going to set up another substitute. And if he doesn't, then it's fine. I could just go straight for another, another Ice Beam on the following turn, and I'd be perfectly fine with that. So, set up a substitute. He brings in the Haunter. I think this is a speed tie right here. I think they both have base 95 speed, but I do win it, and I go for the Psychic, and Jynx is very powerful. I think it has 115 base special attack, so that's pretty fucking good. Haunter, not the bulkiest thing around. It will be a one-shot. I was a little bit surprised about that, but like I said, Jynx is very fucking powerful, and Haunter is not very well known for its defense, so, or special defense, whatever. But then he finally reveals his last dude, which is a Ursa Ring, and I don't really know what this Ursa Ring is going to do, so I'm just gonna go straight for an Ice Beam. Get as much power off and as much damage off as I can. It is my most powerful move, not by much, of course, but whatever. So then he starts going for a curse, and this thing is the biggest threat to my team. If he gets up too many curses, my Golem, which is my biggest check to this thing, will not be able to take it on. So go for another Ice Beam, maybe hoping for a freeze or something like that, because I know he's more than likely going to be Rest Talk. I might be, you know, return, quick attack. I don't really know what Ursa Rings do, but turns out, yes, he is indeed Rest Sleep Talk Ursa Ring, and he is back at full health, and now we're going to go through this long-ass process. So I'm going to start switching up to Psychic, because I want to conserve my Ice Beam PP for one, because I would need it to take down the Meganium and the Dragonite. And I kind of want just some special falls, and it's doing not as much as Ice Beam, but it's still a 3-hit KO, it looks like. Maybe might want to go for an Ice Beam on the last hit, but he turns out he pulls the Rest on the Sleep Talk, and of course in 2nd gen, when you pull Rest on Sleep Talk, you get to heal yourself up all the way, and that is why a lot of people don't really like 2nd gen, but I think it's pretty cool little mechanic. I'm glad they didn't do it in later generations, but it's pretty fun to play around with right here in this generation, so that's pretty cool. So he goes for a Sleep Talk again on that last hit, and yeah, again, it goes right back to sleep. And of course, if you pull Rest on the Sleep Talk, it will reset your turns, so he will be again at 2. So he pulls another Rest, and I know since, you know, he has Rest, Sleep Talk, and Curse, he only has one attacking move. So the odds are in my favor here that he's going to be pulling Rest and Sleep Talk. So really, I'm perfectly fine here with just sitting behind a sub, going for Psychics, hoping I get special defense falls. Sure, they are only, I think, 10%, but like I said, the odds are in my favor here to win this out. So yeah, and I'm just gonna keep going for Psychics and all that good stuff. Eventually, I think, yep, here we go. He finally pulls the Curse here on the last thing, and I'm just gonna go straight for an Ice Beam, just to kill him off. So that is really good for me. That big threat's out of the way. He got kind of unlucky, but like I said, the odds were in my favor for him to not pull an attacking move. So now all he has is a Dragonite, the Granbull at an incredibly low range of health, and a Meganium, which is asleep, and I could kill with Ice Beam. So he knows that he cannot win this game, so he's just going to go ahead and run, which is perfectly fine. So there we go, my first 2nd generation match, and it was a fucking 6-0. That's powerful. So yeah, but previous battles over there on the left, I got tired of like doing the same thing over and over on the freaking other side, so I just put Mega Man there. So yeah, click that, and my featured video down there at the bottom is one of Vex's recent battles. So be sure to go check that out. And this is a Borderline tier matchup. I think I forgot to say that as well. And I really like Borderline because it doesn't have all those like big, fat, bulky guys like Chansey and Skarmory and Snorlax and shit like that. So it's kind of like the Yu of 2nd gen, and y'all know how much I love Yu, but anyway. I don't think I coughed at all during that narration. That was pretty good. So that's it for today, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. I love you all, and yeah, hopefully I'm not sick anymore. I really don't like being sick. Alright, that's gonna be it. Deuces.